shall we get into it? We have a long way to go, right?
We have a long way to go. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Starting off with Group A of the UEFA World Cup qualifiers. I just want to make sure everyone heard that part because that is what we're talking about. Group A. So we got Germany or Italy. Either of the teams will get through based on whoever wins that Nations League quarterfinal. And then we have Slovakia, Northern Ireland, and Luxembourg. Fascinating group. But first things first, we got to decide between, not really. Okay, well, we'll talk about that. But first things first, we got to decide real quick before we move forward, who's winning, Germany or Italy?
It's got to be the Germans. I mean, they're poised for a revival, I think. Individual players doing remarkable things. Jamal Musiala looks incredible. Also, one of the only teams in the Euros to really give Spain a serious scare. I think Germany's poised for a revival.
If it wasn't for an uncalled handball on Marc Cucurella, Germany would probably be moving further in the Euros, right?
Imagine if that had happened, right? He wouldn't have got that wonderful moment in the final. I mean, to be honest, could have been a different universe.
Could have been a different universe. Okay, so let's rate the group. Let's assume it's Germany in here. So let's start with our first question, my friend. Group of death or group of life?
I like this scale. I like this scale. I'm going to go with this is life. Life for everyone in this group. Life especially for the Germans or the Italians. Whoever wins, they're going to find themselves in a nice spot. Also life for the other teams in this group. Certainly for Slovakia, it's life. Even for Luxembourg, it's not as difficult as it could have been.
Yeah, I mean, we think. Yeah, I think we can say that this is the, in my opinion, group of death, group of life. I'm going with group of life. I got to say group of life, right?
Yeah,
we got to say that. Yeah. All right, now moving forward on from that, who are the top players to watch for you, Rahi? We made a couple of them, right? We did Musiala, Wirtz, but let's talk about some of the other teams. Who are we looking at from some of the other teams?
I think for me, the most intriguing team is Slovakia in this group because we don't know what we're going to get. Are we going to get the Euro Slovakia, the team that put England on edge, that nearly had them? Or are we going to see the Nations League Slovakia, really underwhelming, I thought, didn't impress in the way that we thought. And so for that reason, I think the player to watch is got to be the Slovakian man himself in the middle, defensive midfielder, having a great season for Napoli. That's Lobotka, because I think he is the key to this team. He's having an incredible year. And look, Napoli looks poised to maybe win the Serie A again. I mean, who else would I go to? He's the guy.
Yes. The other big name, of course, has been Skriniar, of course, who, no longer of PSG, but Slovakia, out of the rest of these teams, probably have the biggest names. But I got to say, I watched a match that was the Northern Ireland versus Bulgaria, 5-0 drubbing in Windsor Park. And a couple names of some of these Northern Irish kids, Dion Charles, Isaac Price, guys who are playing in the championship. Not all of them are getting as much playing time as some of the other players, but some of them are, and they are showing themselves that they are top players and they're young, and never sleep on youth, which takes us to, we got to mention Mr. Rodriguez of Luxembourg. He's been a staple on the team for years, and he's still there.
He's still there. I mean, Northern Ireland, you never know, right? I mean, do you remember that famous victory they had against Spain?
Yes. David Healy special.
Incredible game. Incredible volley to win it. So you never know. I feel they've always got some surprises in store. And if they do get Italy in this group, that's Italy's always ready to be surprised.
Italy, but we're saying this is going to be Germany, right? So we'll say it's going to be Germany. So assuming Germany, I think we're both going to say ISV predictions are Germany number one.
Yes.
Correct?
Germany number one. Yes.
And now I ask you, for the write-in segment, who's getting second in this group? Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Right,
write it in. Okay. Write it in. Yes, write it in.
We have these wonderful whiteboards provided by nobody.
We don't have a sponsor yet, but
self-funded
self-funded whiteboard. But all right.
But someday we'll be getting, state-of-the-art smart boards.
I'm very curious to see what this marker is even bad, man. Like I just
put it this way: they're not made in any of the countries in this group.
They're definitely not. Oh wow, this is really. I hope people can read this because This marker is really poor.
So
All
just
right.
to clarify, we're writing down who's going to finish second place in this group.
Yes,
Not first.
second, not first.
Are you ready for
We
this?
just said Germany. Why would you write down Germany again?
True.
First,
Good
first.
point.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, so you have Slovakia, and I, of course, have Northern Ireland, if you can see
Okay,
it.
so yeah, clearly I have to write this. So you can see it's actually backwards, but it says Slovakia. So
It does say Slovakia. Why Slovakia, Rahi?
I mean, I think it's a good group for them. I think that they should be able to, easily get the points they need in the other two teams in this group. And then against Italy or Germany, we're saying Germany, against the Germans, look, Slovakia has shown that they can get results. They can hold a team. They held England for, 94 minutes. So I think this is a team that can defend. And when they defend, they attack in smart ways. I was really impressed as well with this guy, David Strelic. If you remember, he had a good game against England. I think this is a team that knows their strengths. They know they can defend. They know they have a great defensive midfielder. I think it's about then springing the forwards when they can. I think it's a good system. I think it's a smart team. I think they'll get through in second place.
Okay, that's fair, but I'm going with the youth. I'm going with Michael O'Neill's young players that he's rolled out in this latest campaign of the Nations League. And
It's an
I
exciting
expect him to
team.
do the same. I expect him to do the same, and I think they're going to go on another run like they did before those Euros that they qualified for. So I'm going with Northern Ireland.
Yeah, it's a good prediction. We shall see.
And they just made it over Luxembourg in the last Nations League. If you all agree with our Group A predictions, let us know in the comments.